What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to go over a trade recap that I took on Friday um, in between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., which is my specific trading window that I like to trade my hour in the morning. Um, Also referred to as the silver bullet window. So I'm going to go over a trade that we actually took live in my private Discord group. So if we look just before 10 a.m., I'm marking up my areas of liquidity. So we had relatively equal lows here for sell side. Um, Before that, we had these relatively equal lows here, the 1 minute slightly taken out here, and then hit again, but never ran these stops here. We created a small fair value gap here, and we kept respecting it. We had some more relatively equal lows here, here. So I marked sell side here. And then I started marking out some equal highs. Here we have some clean highs here. And almost an equal high here to the left. We go from here to the left. You'll see that these highs are relatively equal as well, closely. So that was buy side. There's another swing high over here. And these highs. This swing high, if you run back all the way back in time on a higher time frame, there's some equal highs here. And then we also had this 15-minute fair value gap above us. And then we also had this is a 1 hour fair value gap that was partially filled in, but not completely on the 1 hour time frame. So I had this above us as buy side as well. So there's a couple of different ways that you could trade this. So if you know that we're most likely going to be shooting for these targets above, you could look for an opportunity to get in on this moving train, so to speak. So if we move price forward into our trading window, we see we took buy side here once, dip it back down. Now, what do we dip back down into? We get rid of this here. We're inside of our 10 a.m. and we have this fair value gap from 946, right? So we get a pullback respecting this fair value gap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So this could be your chance to get in for a bullish move. Let's make this green. This is a fair value gap here. Knowing with the idea and the ideology that we're going to continue to run up into these fair value gaps. So you could put your long position here with a 5-point stop. And you can shoot for your 5 points or shoot for your 10. Go break even at 5. Or if you want to try to swing for that 1 hour, by all means. But personally, I like max. I will go for 10 and be done for the day. Right? It's a nice 1 to 2. And you add those up throughout the week, and you can really create a successful trading career just from this small position here. Okay, so if we look, we're tagged in here. Put price forward. Price runs up. Now, me personally, the trade I was doing, I was trailing my swing low as we moved up. So seeing this happen, I generally personally like to wait for liquidity to get ran first. So if we would have swept some more sell side here first before the move up, then I would have looked to take some entries. So that being said, I was waiting for it to take out this continue to take out this liquidity. As it came up, I was checking off the boxes. And as we came up, I was waiting for swing lows to get put in. So for example, we got this new swing low put. So I trailed my marker here. Come on, computer. There we go. came up. So I trailed my marker back up here. So we had now taken out these four buy side PD arrays, patiently waiting, made higher high. So then this is my new swing low. Okay. And we're tapping into this higher time frame, the 1 hour fair value gap. So I wanted to wait for a reaction here. We get a big displacement down, market structure shift with the candle closing below this swing low. That's a great confirmation plus displacement. At this point is where I was telling my group in the Discord, wait for the next candle to form to create the fair value gap. And as we see, we get this candle formed. It's a doji. So at this point, I am waiting for price to come back up into here with the 5-point stop. And I was shooting for 10. Okay, back down to the small little order block here. Now you could have just shot for your 5 and been done here into this small little order block. But what I did was once we waited for this trade to hit, we move price forward here. So we have our fair value gap here in the side in the form of a BISI, right? Or a SIBI, sell side inefficiency, buy side imbalance. So we move price forward, get tapped in there, price comes up a little bit more, and ultimately pushes down. Once we hit 5 points, I was shooting for my 10. But once we hit 5 points, I went break even here and just let the rest ride. And you can see, boom, we took profit within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. Okay. Now price came back up. You see, we retraced. But if you notice, what happens here is these candles continue to respect this fair value gap, which was interesting. And ultimately, we get an even bigger run down right into our 11 o'clock in the morning. So if you stayed in this and didn't, take partials or anything, or move your stops to break even and just pay your stop to do what it does, and been brave enough to do that. Personally, I got out my 10 because that's, I don't want to get greedy. I want to be consistent. This ran for almost 20 candles here or more. Let's see if it goes. Yeah, so we ran for about 20 handles. What's interesting too is we came back down to this fair value gap from the morning where you could have potentially taken your buys from, and we respected it with the candle bodies not closing below here. So that was also very interesting. This fair value gap on the hourly is also near our new week opening gap. If you notice, price just before lunch just runs back up into that fair value gap off of this fair value gap, which was interesting. So that being said, this first trade is the trade that we took with my group for about 10 points here off of this fair value gap, market structure shift. So even though you don't, even though we're bullish, what's cool about ICT concepts is you're able to trade both directions and not necessarily have to have a bias all the time. So if you really learn these ICT concepts, he has 81 different ways to get in a trade. So there's plenty. Once you get very familiar with this, it's pretty awesome, like how you can play both ways in the market. Because with the same principles, you had a buy here, we had a sell here, and then we even had another buy in this, which some would have called the actual like silver bullet. So you have a small breakup structure here with this candle body, right? We always want to pay attention to the bodies. This body closes above this swing high here, creates a fair value gap right in here, right? Right in there. Very small one right in there. And you could have taken your buy here and been out here into this fair value gap. So we could have taken the long here, stops below here at 5, and targeted your 5. Boom. Easy. Right? Within 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Right? So we could have played both directions of the market. But I like to do 1 to 2 trades a day. That is it. Right? I have this hour in the morning, and then there's about an hour or so in the afternoon for the PM session, which there is actually this kind of setup, which is some refer to the silver bullet setup in the PM session at a specific time. And then there's also the last hour of trading. So there's a couple opportunities in the PM session. If you can't catch the early morning session and you can only catch the PM session, there's definitely some nuggets that you can catch in the PM session. Now, I am still offering the limited edition one-time payment for the lifetime mentorship. It's not required. You can, learn all of ICT's content for free on his channel. What I'm offering is more like a coaching, a mentorship, to help you with more of psychology, risk management, putting a training plan together, some more in-depth stuff that I don't put on the YouTube channel, some other strategies. For example, there is a silver bullet PM session, and I am doing this special until May 5th. That's when it ends. Or we get the first 50 people in. After that, it's going to go to a monthly subscription at a higher price. So definitely want to get into that lifetime price before we fill up or run out of time. If that's something you're interested in, I would love to have you on there. We do live trading. We do one-on-ones. There's a lot of value in there, and we're just going to keep growing and growing with a lot of like-minded, positive people, and help you on your journey to becoming consistent and profitable. So if that's something you're interested in, click the link below. That being said, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions or anything you want me to go over. And until next time, trade safe.